Welcome back to Keyocology, friends. Today I took a trip to Harriman State Park, located only about 30 miles from New York City. This is one of the largest state parks in New York State with over 200 miles of hiking trails, 2 beaches, and 2 public camping areas, one of which I'll be staying at tonight, known as Beaver Pond Campground. Now I came on this trip by myself, but I figured it'd be nice if you could come along with me and see what they have to offer. But first things first, we gotta get to the tent and get some firewood before the camp store closes. Yup, we'll just leave that right there for now and come back to it later. That's one of my favorite things about exploring the state and national parks, and camping in general. The camping community, we all just want to take a deep breath, see nature, connect with each other, and remind us why we're all here and what we need to take care of. So I can trust no one's gonna take it. Except maybe a raccoon that got just a little too cold. Would you look at that? We've already made one friend on this journey. I think I'll name him Bartlett, based on Bartlett Sher, the resident director of Lincoln Center. Well, it looks like Bartlett invited a friend. I'll name this one Cheryl, after Sheryl Crow. One of the cool things about this campground is that it has access to Lake Welch, one of the 31 lakes and reservoirs located in Harriman State Park. Oh wow, and just like that, another friend to add to our list. If I knew birds, I'd tell you what kind he is, but I'm still new to wildlife exploration. Looks like he's got some other friends to talk to. I'll let them catch up and maybe we'll check in later. And here we have one of the beaches at Lake Welch, a man-made lake. And this beach, it's about a half a mile long in the wooded hills of the Ramapo Mountains. Unfortunately, it's closed for swimming right now due to a large invasive species of algae. But that's okay, we can still enjoy it. Now both this beach and the campground have warnings about picnics and food, due to there being a large active habitat for both raccoons and bears nearby. Wow, would you look at that? It's kinda crazy to be the only person standing on this beach right now. Just you and me, looking out to see what we can see. And some birds. Wow. I thought swimming was closed, but it looks like they still have their seasonal hire for lifeguards out. And here's just a reminder from the campground to be cautious with both your food and yourself with this high bear and raccoon activity nearby. With that nice cautious reminder, it's time for me to go and explore the campground a little bit. Just the area around the tent. Let's see what there is to see. And get a little bit of exercise in. Oh no, another little buddy. I can't tell if he made this string or if this is nature playing its course. Either way, I don't think it's my place to interact. Well, surrounded by these beautiful trees, I found one of the best sitting rocks that I could possibly find in this area, at least to my knowledge. And for the record, I don't recommend going exploring or hiking in shorts, but for me, I knew that I wasn't going very far, and that I've had a lot of experience being in the woods, as someone who was raised in Dinwiddie, Virginia. Now, if you're interested in staying at Beaver Pond Campground yourself, here's some information for you. Each site can hold up to 2 tents and 6 people, and there's a couple sites that can accommodate for an RV or a trailer up to 30 feet long. There's plenty of restrooms, and for me, I spent exactly $25.25 after fees for my site with a raised platform for my tent. Though I normally prefer the ground, I'm not complaining. Wow, would you look at that sky? That's why I'm here. Just to see things like that. To get away from the city. And just to remember what's important. Whoa! Looks like we scared each other. Looks like we've got another little friend to add to our list. And one of my favorites too. I've always loved raccoons. And look how cute he is. But seriously, looks like they weren't kidding about how active the raccoon habitat is. Kinda makes me a little worrisome about the bears. Hopefully we don't have a run-in. I'm gonna name you Spyro, 'cause of your adventurous spirit. Wow, and I just got back to my tent. Looks like this trip is full of finding little friends. We'll name this one Sasha. Looks like that raccoon sighting got me worried about the bears. I thought that fallen tree was a bear for a second in the corner of my eye. Wow. Looks like Sasha told her friends. We've got the whole forest coming out to say hello to us today, don't we? Let's name this one Teddy. I decided to make my way back over to Lake Welch to give it a little gander as the sun starts to set, and to see the light reflecting off the water, and to just admire this beautiful painting that we can look at whenever we so choose. It really makes you think about things. But right now, I'm kind of thinking about how hungry I am. And it looks like our friend is too. Well, I think now's as good a time as any to go ahead and get started on this fire before the sun decides to set all the way and I can't see what I'm doing so much. I'd rather go ahead and get a jump start on it, 'cause I can already feel the temperature start to lower. I used to light fires like this almost every night when I lived in Virginia. It's one of the things that I miss most since moving to New York City to pursue my dreams of being an actor full-time. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do. But you can never escape how much you love nature, and how much it's a part of you, especially if you grew up with it. Now, if you normally watch my videos, you know that this is kind of different for me. And it's a new approach. But it's something that I would like to try a little more. And if you watch videos of this nature a lot, you might recognize some familiarities with the style and the voiceover to Old Time Hockey, who's heavily inspired this video, and my want to go explore and to show. And don't stand directly in front of the smoke to get a shot. It's not worth it. As Anna said in Frozen, the sky's awake, so I'm awake. And I think it's time for me to pack up and go hit a trail, get a little morning exercise in, before heading back to New York City. So this morning, we've decided to take a little hike on the Jackie Jones Fire Tower Trail, one of the closest trails to the campground, at only about 0.4 miles away, with a spot to park and to go walk up. This trail is only 2 miles long, and at the top you get to look out over the trees and in the distance, on the horizon, see a little bit of the New York City skyline on a clear day like today. I heard some running water near the parking spot, so I decided to go check it out before hitting the actual trail, just to see what it was. Now if you do this walk, this is the actual trail, as you'll see these 2 big yellow cubes, and you'll find little yellow slabs on the trees to mark where the trail is actually going. I find this trail interesting because for the first quarter of it, so much of it is road, or at least what used to be a road. Now here's something that makes this trail super interesting. You'll find the remnants of the old Oric estate that's been taken back by nature. Originally constructed in 1923 for the vice president of the Corn Products Refining Company, who made all his money by making Caro syrup, an ingredient for pecan pie. Now here's something that makes me happy, as we see more of the estate being taken back by nature. Exactly 100 years ago when it was made, now we can see that nature is regrowing all around it, and it gives me hope that maybe we can heal the world. And as you look higher on the hill, it's harder to see, but you can find more of this estate, and it's beautiful. Unfortunately now, I got about a mile into the trail, and I heard a noise off to the side, and I looked, and in my distance, no more than 70 feet away from me, I see 2 bears walking beside each other, a mama and a cub. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to get in between them, as they're looking for breakfast. So I think it's time for me to head back to my car and get me some breakfast, and come back to this trail another day. Thanks for coming with me. I hope I can do this again.